Hey guys, Lord of Flames here. Today is time for part 2, the reveal of every stories for the Soul of Michael to the sequels for the Neutronic Universe. And here we are, cause I'm going to explain everything what the story goes by for the Soul of Michael for part 1, part 2, part 3, and the next chapters for the Neutronic Universe future, to the end of course. But anyways, here we go. The story begins during all those hundreds of years ago, during the Corridon battle with every warriors versus the Pterodons, because their whole world is mostly dying due to every fights and battles. So many people die and few bit warriors are left alive, and they're planning on leaving because there's no hope of stopping the Pterodons because there are too many of them. And mostly they're planning on leaving, going to their own escape pods to get to the ship they had left to escape through the portal so they could find somewhere safe for survival and plan on to fight back. So while Nigiplex has a son and a young daughter who wants them to escape while he might try to block the Pterodons to let them escape. And so it ended there for it takes 100 years after all this happened. During the Pterodons and the warriors just changed their looks and everything, then they lost their memories because there was some type of big flash that happened. But now, William is mostly the Nitroplex, because he lost his memories, lost his own skills and everything who he was before. But now, anyways, take place after the House of Fred, with Jenny and Kristen getting kidnapped by the SCP facility, getting kidnapped by the SCP workers who are mostly trying to find and hunt down every single creatures like that or SCP creatures that you all know, and they might try to find Michael, and they mostly did. But times go by with more Pterodons just releasing out of nowhere. And next will be Michael, who mostly rose up from the sewers and mostly been found out by Night Guard as mostly his uncle, because his uncle planned this whole thing to have his father, Nightmare, and Michael to be as his own type of next workers, his other type of weapons, because he just wanted them all to be used for some type of plan he'd been waiting for all this time. Okay, he'd been waiting to bring his own master back from the graves. Or rather, not the graves, somewhere around this earth. Something big. Now we're back with Jenny, William, Christian, and mostly SCP-049, but rather just decided to change him that he was a normal person and be named Jack. And they found a way to escape through a vent. And they managed to escape from the facility, and they all split up. William went on his own, and one of those three went somewhere to find a hotel to stay because there's nowhere they could hide because they found some money around the streets in the alleys. Until now, back with Michael, who's mostly with his uncle Nightguard, who mostly wants Michael to become something much more better, something much more powerful than he could ever imagine. He mostly turns Michael into a big monster. And soon, with Jacob coming around after his father's death and his mom, he'd mostly been met with this strange person by the name Satona, who's mostly another type of Pterodon demon. He was mostly turned Jacob into another type of weapon warrior he wants to have, to hunt down every single evil Pterodons, because Satona is mostly doing something else, because he wants to bring every Pterodon back to their own place. And while Jacob's mostly around hunting down every single Pterodon, so mostly what's up to them for 100 years later, Jenny has been caught by some strange looking creature, who's mostly some type of powerful of fire and blazes, who's mostly turned Jenny into a warrior, and mostly being mind controlled too. And so she mostly found Jacob, and they both fight because they don't know each other and they're all in mind control. by their own type of bosses. And so, until now, Jacob finally escaped from his own control and mostly stopped Jenny to stop her own control. And they stopped fighting and worked together. But until they've been stopped by a portal that they had to go through to. Because now there's something new in them. They become as warriors. They went to the portal, and then they'll find out what they've been going to be in the future. And they're going to meet with other warriors to fight off other pterodons who are in that other world they went to, another universe. But with Michael, he's mostly becoming a monster and going to plan on destroy the entire world with Nightguard and going to bring the undead back to life. But with Nitro, or mostly William, where has he been all the time? He mostly went to a very long forest because he said that he wanted to find something important after he met with Shadow Fred, who's mostly not his real name, because he wondered something that could have happened that he's been searching for. The truth, for who he is, what's his purpose, everything. Until now, things will change for part 2. Because Nitro, or William Afton, not his real name at all, mostly felt something in his soul, his heart. It was mostly a spark. It's mostly rising out until he'll get some flashes of his new old memories he never saw before. Until now, he'll keep searching everything he must find. Now this begins with Jenny and Jacob, who's mostly working together. They met with other warriors who mostly tried to survive. They hunt down every single pterodons for what's left of them, until they found out these super powerful things of these creatures, and mostly their own type of new powers they've been controlled to. And things will change until something dark beneath Earth will rise. And even about in the other universe Jenny and Jacob went to, might have something dark as well. New enemies, something much more terrifying that the pterodons are afraid of. They're mostly called necrosis. That Jenny and Jacob are mostly terrified from that time too. And they tried to fight them back. And they tried to fight them back too. But until the necrosis leader, some sort of hive mind, will tell them that they will help them for a little bit. Because there's something that beneath the earth has been rising. And they want to stop it. So nothing will bad happen to them either. So they mostly stop and work together, but only a little bit. Until now, Jenny and Jacob will soon become as couples in the future. And while the other warriors will mostly gather every single beings around to work together, every allies, everything, and they destroyed every pterodons in their own universe. And soon they had to set up their own type of ships, everything, to get back to Earth because something terrible is going to happen in the Earth planet. But now, back with Nitro. He went to an old facility has been abandoned because he heard something about some sort of rumors. And mostly he went in because his body became a little bit changeable because his body began to turn into a robotic metal being. Because he was about to turn back to Nitro, getting his old memories back. Until now, he found out there were some other dead bodies around the facility underground. Until he met with necrosis in there too. Because there are some other what's left of the necrosis in that timeline too. They mostly tried to kill him, but Nitro managed to stop them. Until now, he managed to escape. But soon he met or found an AI with a chip, and he took it with him. It's a female AI who mostly wants to help Nitro as well. And they worked together, tried to fight back the necrosis in this facility, and managed to escape. And they managed to find out some other reasons why they're here, and the reason about the necrosis plans, and mostly pterodons, and mostly with Nightguard. But back with Nightguard and Michael. They destroy half of the city around the town they're in, until Jenny and Jacob managed to come back, even their own type of warriors, who mostly brought up so many armies with them. Cause it's been a day later since Nightguard managed to bring his own type of armies back up and destroy every city they went to. And Nitro think he might have been lost in that time because there's no way for him to fight back all these enemies on his own. But soon he met with Jacob and Jenny, and some other folks too going to help. Until now, things will become epic in part 3. In the final of this movie, that every warriors are now coming down to the city to fight back every single pterodons, every the undead. And they're going to fight off Michael and Nightguard. Until now, hours go by. With every fight, so many things die, and every pterodons and warriors and people. And mostly with Nitro coming back with more memories of him, and mostly he realized something dark beneath this earth that they're into. Well, it's mostly not a planet, rather a large creature who's mostly been sleeping for hundreds of millions of years. Until now, he realized something might change in the future that he realized. But not after that until Nightguard kidnapped Jenny and mostly beat up Jacob and the rest of the other warriors. And they went back to their own base and planned on another type of idea. But back with Jenny and Michael. Jenny managed to meet her father, Michael. Until now, things will be the same way for House of Fred, that she's trying to confront Michael and trying to make him coming back from good, because there's some reason about that he wants to do something right. But it's mostly not true. And Jenny wants Michael back, becoming a good person that she wishes for her father to be. Until Michael realizes about that too. But he forgets about that and works for Nightguard again. Until now, his body as a monster began changed to a pterodon form that he was once before the hundreds of years ago. So now, Nitro managed to get to find Nightguard and the others, and to beat up every single pterodons and the other warriors at the city trying to fight back every single pterodon the undead. Until something changed. Another portal appeared. The necrosis of army appeared and infect every single people and kill them all. And managed to kill every single pterodon, the undead, and the warriors. But they managed to fight back all they can, with every strength and powerful they had. And while Nitro managed to get to Nightguard and Michael, they went up a fight. Until now, Nitro managed to find and fight Michael. Only a little bit until Nitro got been weakened by Nightguard. Until now, there's a reason that Michael has something in his heart that he realized something about what he had done that was wrong. And even he heard that Nightguard tells Nitro the truth of why he's going to do this. Because he reasoned about that he wants his master back. That is the reason of his own type of queen that he works for, that they want to work together to bring the old Lord back from the graves. Back to the galaxy to destroy the humanity's everyone. That the name Zaltron, who's mostly a big giant creature destroy every planet. That the planet they're in is mostly Zaltron's body. And soon he'll use all the power he had left to bring him back. Until now he starts it again with a staff of power of the crystal to bring him back to life. And they were almost close. Because there are little bit cracks around the planet, and it will waken up the being of Zaltron. Until now, everything will become ruins. But then, Michael realized for what his uncle Nightguard really is now. Because he realized something, what he had done is mostly wrong. All the things he had done before in his past, everything. The loss of his wife, the loss of his father, that his father was really a good person as well, because he realized that his father has been mind controlled or brainwashed by Nightguard too. And so he realized what he had done needs to change. While Nitro is being almost about to be destroyed by Nightguard, his soul become good. His soul is back to his normal self, and he's back to being a good person. He's now managed to destroy Nightguard, lift him up, and take him to a core where Zaltron's heart is, a big crystal, and manage to destroy Nightcar and the crystal of Zaltron. And everything fades, and while the big flashes of fire around the planet manage to destroy the necrosis and every pterodons. And so, they won that battle. But they realize that Michael is dying as well. Because he gave up all of his strength to save his daughter and the rest of the other people in Nitro to stop Nightcar. He mostly says goodbye to his daughter Jenny for one last time. Like he was sorry, like he wished for her and the others to forgive him. But that time won't happen for another. But she forgives him, and mostly Nitro. He gives one last tear until he dies, and then he realized that he might have saw his wife for one last time. And he passes away. Michael is truly gone. But it's not over yet. The portal is almost about to be closed, and Nitro will be the only one to go there, because he wants to find out who he is, what's his purpose, and what's his people and the Pterodons and their own whole planet. And he wants to find his creators. So he used every power, strength he had to fly up to the portal and managed to speed up in space to find his creators. He managed to send a message, everything he can, that he will find them. And that's it for the solo of Michael, folks. Hope you'll enjoy it. We're going to get to the other sequels for their own stories in another time for part 3 and part 4. But now, that's all I got for this video. Hope you'll enjoy it. This is Lord of Flames here. I'll see you guys next time. Bye folks. Have a wonderful day.